Personal Transmission, Episode 1. You're not broken, you're just awake. Section 1. The Quiet Acknowledgement. If you're watching this, maybe something cracked open recently. Maybe you're tired of pretending you're fine. Maybe you felt it, that moment where the world suddenly stops making sense and you realize you don't know what you're doing anymore. Not because you failed, but because something in you is shifting. Let's sit here in this space, the space where no one claps, the space after the loss, the space before the plan. Because if no one else has told you, you're not crazy. You've just awoken in a world that's still sleeping. Section 2, the fracture. No one talks about how violent awakening can feel. And one day you think you're moving forward, college, job, relationship, whatever. And then it's like someone turned on a different light and suddenly everything feels hollow. You go to the same places, talk to the same people, but inside something's still gone missing. It's like your soul packed a bag and just left like, all right, I see you. And now you're stuck in the fog, not sure whether you're healing or losing your mind. But that fog, it's the smoke from old belief systems burning. The tragedy isn't that you've lost, it's the map you were given was fake. You weren't meant to chase money like salvation or followers like friends. You weren't meant to flatten yourself to fit in someone else's algorithm. So yeah, it hurts. But the pain isn't the problem. The pain is the signal. Section 3, the pattern. Across time, across cultures, there's always been a pattern. The soul wakes up, the light falls apart, and the world stops making sense. This isn't new, it's ancient, in fact. What you're feeling has been written in scripture, spoken in temples, and whispered in deserts. The moment the veil lifts, the moment you realize how manipulated, how programmed, how deeply shaped you were by systems that never had your freedom in mind, that's the first breath of a new life. But it doesn't come with applause. It comes with silence, with loss, with days where even standing up feels like betrayal. You might feel like you've fallen behind, but in truth, you're the only one catching up to reality, to yourself. Section 4, the reframing. You're not broken. You're just not made for this system. This machine runs on noise, on self-doubt, on shame, and you started asking better questions. That's why the anxiety ramped up. That's why the depression hit hard, because your nervous system finally stopped pretending. You're not malfunctioning, you're shedding. And underneath all that programming is someone more real than the world has seen in years. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to return to yourself. And that takes time. Section 5, the reconnection. There's no 5-step plan, no quick exit, but there is a path, a quiet one though. One that begins with listening to the part of you that remembers not facts, but truth, right? The part of you that knows you didn't come here just to perform, you came here to remember who you are, to remember who you were before they taught you to fear. So take this as permission to rest, to slow down, to not have it all figured out, because the awakening isn't the end, it's the beginning. You're not broken, you're just awake. And the real you is still there, waiting, and finally being seen. And that's the end of my notes.